And rising and welcome to Early Bird Tea with your girl Rachel Listens. Okay, I'm here to deliver your motivation devotional. I'm just here to do this little thing that's gonna bring raise into your lifestyle. Not my lifestyle, not our lifestyle, your lifestyle. This is for you, baby, and for me, but mainly for you, especially if you're listening. Otherwise, if nobody listening, it's most definitely for me. Okay. Okay, we are on day 2 of Jehovah Jireh, God our provider, day 2. I hope you're ready. I hope, you like my scenery change. It's cute. I picked this corner. I was like, this is the place because, I'm at this Airbnb or whatever, and I got to get used to recording on the go because I'm not about to allow my travels to stop me from, tapping into this self-care moment. But that's besides the point. Day 2. Recommended readings are Second Chronicles 16:9 and Genesis 22:1-19. So Second Chronicles 16:9 says, "For the eyes of the Lord roam throughout the earth to show himself strong for those who are wholeheartedly devoted to him. You have been foolish in this matter. Therefore, you will have wars from now on." That's a little aggressive. Just a little bit aggressive. Let me take a sip of my drink because Genesis 22, baby, I think, you know what? It's been a while since I gave y'all homework, so I think I'm going to give you this for homework. Go read Genesis 22:1-19, and I'll read the devotional, okay? And it states, in today's reading, we see that God called upon Abraham to sacrifice Isaac, and we learn that God's name is Jehovah Jireh, our provider, Genesis 22:14. This entire scene presents a crisis of faith for Abraham. Remember, he had waited his entire life for Isaac. This man, I'm pretty sure, is the one that waited, and his wife didn't get pregnant until he was like 100 and she was 90, and he had been waiting, like he had kids with the servant because they had gave up on waiting and so on and so forth, but God still came through regardless of whether man tried to, fix the problem or not. And now God commands Abraham to kill the very son promised to him. To make matters even worse and more confusing for Abraham, God does not even accept human sacrifices. God doesn't accept human sacrifices. He doesn't like that. But this was a challenge, and to me, looking into it from the outside point of view, that could have been the first sign that, like, God was going to come through inevitably, but in real life, we don't get signs. When he was going through this, he didn't get no sign. It just came up. He was like, sacrifice your son. He was like, are you sure? You serious? Matter of fact, he might not even questioned it. You got to have that unquestionable faith, If you are wondering why God does this, remember that Abraham's faith is undergoing a test. Unquestionable faith. The sacrifice of Isaac also serves as a foreshadow of the future sacrifice of God's promised beloved son, Jesus. So, a critical lesson on provision here. We encounter Jehovah Jireh, our provider, when there is a need to be met or a crisis to overcome. We do not typically fully appreciate the work of the Almighty Jireh when things are cozy and comfortable. Food for thought. Think about it. I genuinely believe this is why God allows us to experience deep distress. So when God allows you to experience something that is like, it doesn't even feel from God, like it hurts so much, it's like an opportunity for you. What this is saying is that it's an opportunity for you to just tap into Jehovah Jireh and really experience the power and his power and so on and so forth. And even the pitch of financial concerns, because we would not look to Jireh without them. Just like we wouldn't see the need for a savior apart from acknowledging our sin. This was a situation my family faced 3 years ago. Shortly after securing a new job and moving our family 1,300 miles from New Jersey to Louisiana, my husband lost that job through a series of highly unexpected and irregular circumstances. The crisis that followed nearly crushed him. He fell into Christian atheism. Remember, that's the topic of the week. Christian atheism. He fell into Christian atheism. But in the middle of all of that, and by the way, if you don't know what Christian atheism is, feel free to check out the video that I recorded yesterday, and it will update you. Because you know I'll be giving the tea, and if you don't keep up, sometimes you're going to fall behind, and I don't want you to fall behind in class, okay? I need you to stay here. Today we are on page 2, okay? Jehovah Jireh provides miraculously. My husband received a substantial check for unused vacation time from the employer that let him go, and the money was precisely what we needed to get us through until he secured a new position. We saw Jehovah Jireh provide everything our family needed. If you struggle with deep anxiety over areas of financial provision, please hear me on this. Begin to train your mind to consider every crisis you face as an opportunity to encounter Jehovah Jireh. Even the small crises, the day-to-day crises, the day you forget your wallet and you got to figure out how you're going to get that money so you can get lunch and everything like that. Just tap into that power so you can know that it's there. That way in bigger crises, you're not like tweaking or you're not like, oh my God. Like it's baby steps. Everything is baby steps. So for you to even be comfortable in the fact that something is there, you have to use it. It's like having like lawn equipment or stuff. If you don't use it, sometimes you question like, does it really work? Is it really there? It's there, but I haven't touched it for like 2 years. So just from knowing that, it's like you got to test that area, test Jehovah Jireh, just to always know and be strong and comfortable in the fact that regardless of what you do, he's there waiting, understanding the situation, you know? And that is a thing that you're going to do for you, because you're the one who needs the peace of mind to know that something is there regardless of whether or not it shows up on a day-to-day basis. God doesn't need that from you because he knows he's there regardless. Us as humans, we're insecure. We get scared. We get anxiety. We don't know how to act under times of pressure. So we need those reminders. And if you like tap into it, the more you tap into it, the more it'll keep reminding you like, oh yeah, I'm still here. Oh yeah, like we good. So on and so forth. Just as Abraham does in today's passage when he says to Isaac in Genesis 22:8, my son God will provide for himself the lamb for a burnt offering. Abraham trusts that Jehovah Jireh will provide for their needs, and we can too. 2 Corinthians 16:9 says it perfectly. For the eyes of the Lord run to and fro throughout the whole earth to show himself strong on behalf of those whose heart is loyal to him. He got you. He got you. He's holding you in his hands, you know? Live in that. Relax in that. Be in that peace. When faced with your impossible situation today, do you trust that God will provide for your needs and show himself strong on your behalf? Do you really? And if you do trust, allow it to show up in your actions. Be at peace. Be calm. Regardless of the situation, if anything happens, just allow that peace to just fall over you and just chill. Like, relax. I'm ready. I receive it. And it would be unfair not to share. So make sure you send this to somebody that you think needs it. And a lot of people need it way more than you know. So you're better off sending it to everybody. And then if they need it, they'll watch it. If they don't, they won't. Period. Period. Signed, sealed, and delivered. Toodles. Juicy lips.